Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Elfie from Universitas Pelita Harapan, and it's a pleasure to be here at the 6th International Conference on Communication and Business 2025. Today, I'll present my study titled The Impact of the Singer and the Song on Impulsive Purchase Intention, a Digital Marketing Perspective on the Fast Fashion Category Indonesia. Now you might wonder, why call it the singer and the song? It's a metaphor. Just as the song may fall flat without a good singer, or a great singer loses impact with a weak melody, in marketing, both the messenger, the influencer, and the message, the creative content, must work in harmony. This study explores how these two elements interact to shape consumer psychology, particularly for Gen Z in Indonesia's fast fashion sector, which is heavily driven by trends, speed, and social media. Let's start with the background. Indonesia has one of the largest Gen Z populations in the world, and they are highly active on short video platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. They scroll endlessly, consume content in seconds, and often make snap decisions, especially in categories like fast fashion, where trends change rapidly. Marketers know this. They design short, visually striking videos, often featuring influencers who are seen as style icons or trusted voices. These videos are powerful triggers for impulse purchases, what we call the see it, want it, buy it phenomenon. However, most research so far only looks at one side of the equation. Some studies focus on the content itself, creativity, visual storytelling. Others focus on influencer traits like credibility or expertise. What's missing is an understanding of how these two factors, content and influencer, work together. More importantly, in high context cultures like Indonesia, cultural cues like language, humor, lifestyle references make a big difference, and they shape how authentic the content feels. So the big question is, how do short video creativity and influencer credibility combine to create cultural relevance and authenticity? And how do these psychological factors lead to impulse buying? From this background, we identified a research gap. Most studies isolate content from influencer effects, but in reality, they interact. Also, cultural relevance and perceived authenticity, both critical in collectivistic high context cultures, have been overlooked in short video marketing studies. Our objective is to explore this sequential process. One, how short video creativity and influencer credibility make content feel culturally relevant. And two, how cultural relevance enhances authenticity. And three, how authenticity finally drives impulsive buying. So we are essentially connecting the dots from the stimuli, creativity and credibility, through internal consumer processes, culture and authenticity toward the behavioral response of impulse buying. To do this, we use the stimulus organism response framework. The theory explains that external stimuli like marketing messages affect the consumer's internal state, which then drives behavior. So in our model, the stimuli are short video creativity and influencer credibility. The organism is the internal state, here cultural relevance and perceived content authenticity, and the response is impulsive buying intention. In simple terms, creative videos and credible influencers make content feel more culturally resonant. When it feels relevant, it also feels authentic. And when content feels authentic, consumers are more likely to buy impulsively. From this model, we developed four hypotheses. Short video creativity positively influences cultural relevance. Influencer credibility positively influences cultural relevance. Cultural relevance positively influences perceived content authenticity, and perceived content authenticity positively influences impulsive buying. So we expect a chain reaction from creativity and credibility to cultural resonance to authenticity and to impulsive buying. We tested this hypothesis using PLSM, which is ideal for complex models with mediators, and focused on 155 Gen Z respondents. Let's briefly talk about the methodology. This was a quantitative survey-based study. Population is Indonesian Gen Z who frequently watch TikTok, Instagram Reels, or YouTube Shorts and have considered buying fashion items after viewing them. We used G-power to calculate the minimum sample needed for adequate statistical power and collected 155 valid responses above the requirement. And for the measurement, all constructs were measured on a 5-point Likert scale, adapted from previous validated studies and pretested for clarity. We analyzed the data in Smart PLS, checking reliability, validity, discriminant validity, and then tested the structural model. This approach allows not only hypothesis testing, but also checks the predictive power of the model. Our respondents were predominantly female bachelor students living in Java Island. Most of them spent over 4 hours daily on social media, which matches the typical profile of fast fashion consumers: urban, young, mobile first, and highly engaged with short video content. This means the sample aligns well with the segment we wanted to study. Now moving to the measurement model, we checked reliability and validity. All item loadings were above 0.7. Cronbus alpha and composite reliability exceeded the 0.7 threshold. Average variance extracted was above 0.5. So all constructs and indicators met the required reliability and validity standards, meaning the measurements were stable and accurate for further analysis. We then assess discriminant validity using the HTMT approach with bootstrap confidence intervals. The HTMT ratios for all construct pairs were below 0.9, and the confidence intervals did not include 1. This confirms that each construct is distinct. Short video creativity is clearly different from influencer credibility, and so on. So our measurement model was valid. Next, the inner model. All 4 hypotheses were supported. Short video creativity and influencer credibility both significantly influence cultural relevance. Cultural relevance strongly influenced perceived authenticity, and authenticity significantly predicted impulsive buying. The R-squared value for impulsive buying intention was 0.462. It means that 46.2% of the variation in Gen Z's impulsive buying behavior can be explained by our model. So what are the key takeaways? The first one, influencer credibility had the strongest effect on the cultural relevance. This shows the power of a trusted influencer in making content feel meaningful and relatable. Cultural relevance had the biggest impact on perceived authenticity. When the content reflects the audience's cultural, local slang, humor, trends, it feels real. Finally, authenticity strongly triggered impulsive buying. So creativity alone isn't enough. Trust and cultural relevance are what actually drive impulse behavior. We also conducted an importance performance map analysis. It showed that both cultural relevance and authenticity are highly important for impulsive buying. But interestingly, authenticity underperforms compared to its importance. So marketers should prioritize improving authenticity in content, not just make it eye-catching, but make it feel real and trustworthy. To conclude, the singer and the song must work together. Credible influences, when paired with creative, localized content, create cultural resonance and authenticity, and these are key triggers for Gen Z's impulsive buying. This study validates the SOR model in Indonesia's fast fashion context and shows that neither content nor influencer alone is enough. They must reinforce each other. From a theoretical perspective, this study extends the SRL framework by adding cultural relevance as a mediator before authenticity. It shows that authenticity is not inherent, it's contextually judged based on cultural alignment. And it enriches our understanding of Gen Z in collectivistic high context cultures where cultural cues are crucial. For marketers, the message is clear. Partner with influencers who truly represent your audience's culture and lifestyle, integrate local slang, humor, and subcultural trends, and avoid making content look over commercial. It should feel authentic and relatable. This combination builds trust and emotional resonance, which drives impulse buying. Of course, there are limitations. The sample was mostly urban female Gen Z, so future research should include more diverse demographics. The study was cross-sectional, so we can't fully establish causality. Longitudinal or experimental designs would be valuable, and we didn't include emotional arousal or urgency, which could be strong mediators. Future research could also look beyond immediate impulse buying and examine post purchase outcomes like satisfaction, regret, or loyalty. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this gave you a clearer picture of how the singer and the song, influencers, and content work together to drive Gen Z's buying decisions.